Evaluation systems has a mandate of strengthening country M&E systems so that they are able to supply and demand M&E information that leads to focused and relevant development planning, policy making, program formulation, results-based budgeting, and evidence-based decision making on all governance and development matters. In so doing, our work incrementally induces better governance and development results, resulting in better service delivery and quality of life for African populations. First, evaluation systems made critical technical contributions to the white paper explicating the state of the government-wide M&E system of Malawi, which provides a crucial rationale for the adoption of the draft National Monitoring and Evaluation Policy, which is due to be submitted to Cabinet by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. Secondly, ClearAA co-developed draft national M&E policies with the governments of Namibia, Lesotho, while also developing national evaluation guidelines for the Republic of Botswana. For Botswana, ClearAA, the government of Botswana and development partners co-created the draft national evaluation plan. All of these M&E frameworks are vital. They serve as institutional M&E architecture that lays a foundation for the establishment of an M&E and evidence use culture in these administrations and public sectors.
Capacity strengthening business line contributes to strengthening the individual and institutional capacity to plan, execute, and use M&E practice. We achieve this through capacity assessments that inform curriculum design, facilitating M&E training for individuals and for organizations, and for collaborative curriculum review and development with universities that provide M&E training within their contexts. Partnering with UNICEF and the Ministry of National Treasury and Planning, we designed and delivered the training of trainers on Kenya evaluation guidelines for 47 officials in the Republic of Kenya. We are proud of the active role played by our two emerging evaluators in the preparations, the delivery, and adaptations of the training. We're also proud of our collaborative curriculum review with the Malawi Assemblies of God University in Malawi. We were reminded of the value of partnership and being adaptable in our collaborative work. It is beneficial and possible to create opportunities for EEs to be immersed and engaged in meaningful ways. We also have the Lesotho Training. We conducted 2 training cohorts with the Ministry of Development Planning last year, and then we also have the Kenya training of the trainers, which was developed and delivered for the Kenyan government. And lastly, we have our DETA, which is our flagship program, which is delivered online.
The Strengthening Legislature contributes to ClearAA's theory of change by focusing on building the individual and institutional capabilities of parliaments to identify, gather, curate, and ultimately use evidence. We believe that through building these capabilities, parliaments will be in a better position to execute the functions of making law, representing citizens, and oversight of the executive. Our role and priorities as the Strengthening Legislature business line are based on the belief that parliaments and parliamentarians have a critical role to play in national monitoring and evaluation ecosystems in terms of their ClearAA envisioned impact of achieving better and more equitable development outcomes. One of our most significant success stories this year relates to the work we were able to do with the Zambia National Assembly with our flagship project, the African Parliamentary Oversight Tool, the POT. This is a technology web-based research tool that facilitates the research process that aims to efficiently identify, gather, and make evidence easily available to parliamentarians. We were very proud to be able to conclude its piloting and also launch the use of the tool with the National Assembly of Zambia. Specifically, we successfully trained newly elected MPs on the use of the African POT in October 2021. The inclusion of the training of the African POT marked the beginning of its institutionalization into the formal induction training that the Parliament conducts for newly elected MPs. A second success was the BL hosting a masterclass of the UpNode AGM on evidence use and the African POT. This was a significant moment because it provided us with the opportunity to increase awareness about the African POT to other African parliaments who are members of UpNode. A key lesson in our journey with the African Pod Flagship project has been the importance of partnerships and the establishment of champions within parliaments for building awareness and trust regarding evidence use.
The Research and Learning business line is responsible for generating knowledge from the programmatic work that ClearAA does in African countries. This work ensures that the experiences and lessons learned from the M&E work done by the organization influences the practice of other M&E organizations and ultimately contributes to developing the M&E field on the African continent. In terms of knowledge generation, there were several key highlights in 2021. These include the publication of Volume 1 of the African Parliament's book, and the commissioning of a Made in Africa evaluation working series, which was converted into a journal special issue in the African Evaluation Journal. In addition, several research studies were conducted, including the COVID response impact on social protection study, CRISPS, that culminated into a policy brief and a discussion on the social relief of distress grant on a national radio station. A significant number of journal articles, learning notes, policy briefs, and blogs were also generated and published last year. Many of the findings and lessons learned from these works were also shared on several international platforms, such as a seminar hosted by the Sri Lanka Evaluation Association, where a discussion paper titled "The Current State of African VOPEs, Their Operations and Impact on National Monitoring and Evaluation Systems" was presented.